here in Orchard Park, New York. Today, we've got a good one on tap. It's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Buffalo Bills.
Bills Mafia! Please welcome your Buffalo Bills!
A welcome to you, Mike Tirico, along with Greg Olson. Chase McLaughlin set to get it started. And off we go from Buffalo. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Bills offense heading out, and they are led by the MVP of the National Football League, 29-year-old quarterback Josh Allen, in the prime of his career.
And we all know how talented this guy is, Mike, right? From the physical sense, that's obvious. But what really separates him, and it really came through when we had a chance to talk to him this week, is really his ability to operate from the neck up. His processing speed, his decision-making. It seems like he's always one step ahead of the defense, and when he's on, he's proven to be really hard to beat.
Now the first carry for the younger Cook brother. This is James Cook. And he's hit behind the line of scrimmage and taken down right away. A loss of yards. What a message on the first play.
Mike, this defense talked all week about the importance of coming out fast and starting this game the right way, and it's less about the loss of yards there on that first play and more about just setting the tone. Hey, we're bringing it, and boy, did they ever.
To the air on second down. Here's Allen. And they'll hold him to a gain of just a couple and sets up third down.
Recognizing the blitz is just the first step in the process for a quarterback, understanding who you can account for with the protection and then who you can't account for. That's where your hot receiver comes in. He points to his receiver, who the defender they're hot off of. That guy comes, gets the ball out of his hand, and results in a completion.
And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch, and now fourth down.
I like the aggressiveness early in the game, right out of the gate. Make the defense realize we are going to challenge you downfield, and what that does is it opens everything else up. Now, you got to hit a couple of these and go back to a deep shot here pretty quickly.
And that is good coverage by the punt team as they meet him and bring him down. So the Buccaneers come out, and Baker Mayfield leads them out. He has found a spot to be very comfortable. The former #1 overall pick out of Oklahoma, who turned 30 in the offseason and has done a nice job with the Buccaneers the last few years.
Now, this is the type of quarterbacks that just give defensive coordinators nightmares. They stay up all night thinking, okay, what is the best way to defend him? Do we treat him as a runner? Do we treat him as a passer? And I think that's really where the most stress comes in, Mike, is you want to make sure you don't let him kill you with his legs downfield as a runner, but it's also his ability to extend plays as a passer that really creates a lot of stress on your back-end coverage, and that's where those big plays can come. So it's a big challenge. They know it, and we'll find out early on what the plan is.
It's caught by Johnson. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
It's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 6.
From the gun, it's Mayfield. He'll try and get there on the ground. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line as they convert on third down.
a 28-yard gain. And a Buccaneer first down.
You know this defense worked all week defending this quarterback as a scrambler, as a runner. But sometimes it's just hard to simulate until you see him in real life. His speed, his ability to create. We saw him get him here early on the big scramble. He's able to pick up the first down and keep the drive alive.
They'll set up the screen to White. He'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3.
Just a little slow developing on that screenplay there. It was pretty obvious to the entire defense exactly what was going on. Nobody was thinking pass. Nobody was getting back into their drops, and just nowhere for that back to go.
From the 34-yard line, here's second down and 7. Baker gonna hand it to White. It'll be a short pickup down to the 31. Christian Benford brings him down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up 3rd and 4.
It's 3rd and 4. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
It's so easy to underestimate the speed of this quarterback until you get on the field. They break down your pursuit angle so quickly because of that speed, so give credit to the defense. They understand it's a collective effort to contain this guy, and this time, defense wins and brings him down for a...
On 4th down, Chase McLaughlin in for the Bucks. This one from 52 yards away. McLaughlin's kick is good, and the Buccaneers will take a 3-0 lead.
And I think this is going to end up being considered a successful drive, Mike. I think obviously you would have loved to see them come down and convert and score a touchdown, but at the very least, they needed to come away with 3. They were able to do that and take a lead on that field goal.
So after the field goal to open up the scoring, the kicker's back out for this kickoff. On the return, it's Ty Johnson. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Bills offense ready to get going with their second possession. They'll start out first down and 10. Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. Terrific starter there. Gain of 15 and a first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Now this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Well, let's give some credit to the big boys up front in the trenches. They knew that blitz was coming. They held up just long enough that the quarterback could get that ball out safely and results in a completion.
Throwing on second down. It's Allen. A throw behind his man. Can't reel it back in. And that'll go down as an incompletion. Khalil Shakir, the intended target.
8 yards to go.
And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. To throw again. It's Allen. He gets this complete to Shakir. His second catch of the drive. This one good for 15 and a first down.
Bills, first down. First and 10.
So here's a play, Mike, that is clearly designed to attack the middle third of the field. So think it's roughly the space between the numbers. That's the most valuable real estate in football. And once he understood where his leverage was and he gets his head around, great job by the quarterback on time, delivering a strike.
One more time going up top with Allen. Oh, nice open field tackle there. He could not get free. They're going to stop him for no gain.
Really well done here by the defense, Mike, executing this zone defense, and they've got to be able to pattern read. You're not just going to drop back to a spot and just play like a robot. Based on what the receivers do off the line, the defenders have different rules of where their zones move to. Well, they had that one dialed in right from the jump, and that play really before it got started.
Get about 6 before he's taken down.
That's a gain of 6.
Outbreaking routes, Mike, especially outside of the numbers, everything is about the timing. If you're late with the throw, you're going to be watching that defensive back take that thing the other way for 6.
Man in motion is Coleman. On third down, it's Allen. He'll look middle, and he's got his man complete. 4 catches already in this opening quarter, off to a hot start as he picks up the first down.
First down.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't clearly have a mismatch in their favor, and every time they've looked his way, he's continued to make big plays. If I'm this coordinator, I think I'm giving him one more shot and see if he can push this thing over the goal line and come away with 6.
Allen, gonna give it to Cook. And he'll work forward for about 3. It's second down.
He's brought down at the 13-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
From the gun, Josh Allen. A short throw caught by Kincaid. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
Brings up third down.
Looking for a third down conversion on this drive, and they only need a foot. And he's going to have the first down. Just past the marker, it is first and goal.
And with that run, it puts them first step of the end zone. This has been a really impressive series up until this point, Mike. I mean, so much that anything less than a touchdown kind of feels like a letdown.
Here's Cook. And nothing developed there. He'll get back to the 5, and that's all.
The integrity of the defense, Mike, is based on every defender holding their gap. That's exactly what we saw out of this defensive tackle. Not only did he hold his gap, he's able to shed his block and make the play.
Another one from the 5, second down and goal. The tight end Kincaid in motion. Allen now on second down. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete.
They let a golden opportunity slip away on that one. That's the matchup that they wanted. They just couldn't quite capitalize on it.
Third and goal. From the gun, it's Allen. And this ball incomplete on third down.
And this passing game continues to come up short these last couple plays. That's 2 consecutive incompletions in a row. Now they're staring fourth down right in the face.
The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal.
22-yard attempt.
This about as short as you can get. Prater's kick is good. And the Bills will tie the game at 3 apiece.
Yeah, he does a nice job handling that kick there, but I think offensively, you come back to the sideline and you're thinking, we have to find a way to finish these drives. I mean, to be in first and goal and settle for 3, that can be very deflating for an offense settling for too many field goals.
So the field goal draws us even. It is now 3-3 as the kick's away. Johnson now to return. And their drive will begin at the 30-yard line. The Buccaneers offense ready to see what they can do on their second possession. All even here in this opening quarter. And the drive will begin with first down. With a run by White. And he'll get back line of scrimmage. That's about all.
Depending on the situation or the down and distance, Mike, the linebackers have different reads. Sometimes they read the offensive lineman. Sometimes they read the running back. In this case, his read brings him right to the play. He's able to make a big stop and keep the game to nothing.
On second down, Baker. I had a defender draped all over him. Incomplete. Good work to body him up and set up a third down.
Sometimes it's those footsteps. I don't care how long you've been playing or at what level you've been playing at. When that defender's bearing down, you really get a good idea of what guys are willing to go through contact to secure a catch, and in this case, what guys are unwilling.
He'll try to run for it.
Number 6, Baker Mayfield on the keepers.
So the two components to a scramble drill, Mike, is the quarterback has to buy time with his legs. All of the receivers need to second reaction and come open downfield late. And he bought time, but nobody was able to separate, and there's nowhere to go with the ball.
So on fourth down, Riley Dixon on to punt for Tampa Bay. Deep for the Bills is Brandon Codrington. This brought in out past the 20. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Bills offense getting those helmets back on, ready to head out for their next possession. They'll throw on first down with Allen. To the left side, it's caught by Shakir. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield. It's a gain of 16, and very quickly, a first down.
Oftentimes in the NFL, Mike, blitzing a good quarterback can kind of be feast or famine, because what you do is you actually speed up their process of identifying the open target. So in this case, it's an underneath safety outlet, but the reason he went there so fast is because he was triggered to that target from the blitz.
They get 12 yards on that pass. First down, Buffalo.
These crossing concepts are frequently used, Mike, throughout the entire game, all across the league. And what it does is it creates a lot of natural rubs. You run out the backside of the defense and rely heavily on the yards after the catch, and exactly how they're able to pick up this big game.
Good running inside the 25. And he'll finally be tracked down at the Bills' 14-yard line. A pickup there of 25 yards. Good for a Bills first down.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Explosive plays. Teams understand just how valuable they are in regards to the ability to score points. Typically, they come through the air, Mike. In this case, they got it on the ground. Now they find themselves inside the red zone.
First and 10, and it's Allen. And that's incomplete. They couldn't connect. And that's how this first quarter will come to an end. The Bills with it to start quarter number 2. They've got it with a second down and 10. is Allen. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8.
3rd and 2.
The backfield empty here for 3rd and 2. Out of the gun, here's Allen. Along the sideline, a nice catch. The feet in. It's a short gain, but it'll move the chains. A first down.
What an impressive drive this has really been, and it's a combination of big plays and 3rd down conversions. Now after that last 3rd down pickup, it's 1st and goal. They got a chance to finish this really impressive drive and come away with 6.
Good blocking, and he's in. Ray Davis. Touchdown, Bills. A lot of big bodies down there, but at the end of the day, the one that mattered, the one with the ball, finds the end zone for the touchdown.
Yeah, once that back gets the ball, Mike, he's just looking for a little crack of daylight, and he's thinking, I'm going to run into it and just hope I come out the other side. And in this case, the other side's the end zone, and they get 6.
Now the veteran Matt Prater for the extra point. It's up and good. And the Bills take a 10-3 lead. So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Bucs offense ready to take over once again. Just the lone field goal for them so far, down 10-3 in this one. And they'll start 1st and 10. The play fake. It's Mayfield. And that'll be good for a gain of about 4 as he is forced out of bounds.
There's no more efficient play in the NFL, Mike, than the play-action passing game. You can see here why. You make the defense have to honor both the run and the pass, and he's able to pick up a nice gain to his tight end.
Ball on the 30 now. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll run over center with White. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's it.
We're seeing such an uptick, Mike, across the league in these hybrid kind of positionless defenders, especially safety. So are they a safety? Are they a linebacker? They're good in both coverage. And in this case, they can play near the line of scrimmage and still make plays on the ground.
The motion man is Johnson. From the gun on 3rd down, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete.
So the hope is your 1 3rd down conversion from really jump-starting a possession that ultimately leads in points. But after that 3rd down incompletion, kind of throws a wrench into those plans.
It's Riley Dixon coming on now as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. Contrington to return it. And he'll be brought down. Short return. And they'll take over there. The Bills offense ready to take over possession of the football. They lead by a touchdown as this drive begins with 1st and 10. Here's Allen. That's to the left side where he's got Kincaid. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield. That's a gain of 19 and a very quick first down.
First and 10 at the
Didn't take them long to get now to their opponent's side of the field. I like the idea of starting this drive with some explosive pass plays. That's going to open everything up, both underneath in the passing game and on the ground. So big play to get this drive off to a fast start.
In motion, Shakir. On the move, past the 40. And he will get into the end zone. Khalil Shakir, touchdown Buffalo. What a job to finish the play with a touchdown. The catch and carry, and the carry part, Greg, that was the most impressive there.
Well, you said it, Mike. The catch was nice, but it's what can you do after the catch that really separates guys in this league. And in this case, he did plenty because it ended up in a touchdown.
Prater on to attempt the extra point. The kick is good. And the Bills move out in front by the score of 17-3. So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. On the return is Sean Tucker. Across the 20, they'll mark him down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. Boy, some bulk in the formation on that right side here for first and 10. To throw is Mayfield. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And he'll be hustled out just shy of the first down marker. That's a pickup at 9. And he's going to set up second and 1.
A gain of 9 brings up second and 1.
From the pistol, a give to White. And he's going to get first down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line.
That's good for a first down. First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
This offense, they're not interested in taking the deep shot here. Second and short, the way they're running the ball, pound the rock, reset the downs, and just keep the drive alive.
A fresh set of downs to work with. It is first down and 10. On first down, right back to White. He's beyond midfield to the 45. And the tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. They gain 18 yards on that one. It's a first down for Tampa Bay.
First down, Buccaneers.
The best offensive play callers in the NFL, Mike, do a great job tying in their under-center run game, like we just saw here, with their under-center play action game. And the ability to make those two things look alike, man, it puts a lot of stress on the defense.
And he's going to be taken down. Not so easy this time. They drop him back behind the line. It's second down.
Where a defender makes his tackles tells you a lot about his abilities. And for an interior defensive lineman, Mike, to make plays on the outside of the formation just speaks to his speed, his effort, his ability to run down the line. And we saw it here, and he takes the back down for a loss.
Get this complete right side to Otten. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5.
A gain of 5 brings up third and 6.
Got to get it to the 30. Here comes third down. Mayfield. He'll step up and run. He'll get a dozen out of that one, scrambling his way to a first down.
A gain of 12 yards.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on third down. Starts out as a pass. Nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner. Picks up the first down.
He's got the connection there to BUCS. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
A gain of 5.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
Throwing on second down, Mayfield. That's over the middle of the tight end, Otten. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
We'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allowed the first down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the first down.
On first down is Mayfield. This one on target for Johnson. They'll get about 4 here as he is taken down.
I really like the balance that they've showed so far on this drive, Mike, and what that does is it makes the defense have to defend the entire field. The run game and the pass game, everything looks the same. There's no tells, so they can't afford to just dial up certain schemes to take away a run or a pass. They've got to defend the entire playbook, and so far they've done a great job on this drive doing just that.
They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up third down.
When you put plays like this on tape, it sends a message to every defender across the league. When you play this offense and this guy has the ball, you better bring it when you come to contact him, because if not, you're going to be on the wrong end of it.
The motion man is Johnson. From the gun, it's Mayfield. To the goal line and in. Mike Evans. Touchdown, Tampa.
That was a big-time answer by this offense, and they really needed him. In this game, it looked like he was starting to get away, didn't it, Mike? I mean, now it's up to their defense. Can they get a stop of their own so they can get their offense back out there, get the ball back, and try to build off this last drive?
On is Chase McLaughlin for the extra point. He's got it, and the Bucs are able to cut into the lead. It's now 17-10.
Buccaneers 10.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. Johnson now to return. And he'll bring it out to the 22-yard line. That's where the offense will take the field. So now here comes the Buffalo offense heading back out onto the field. So 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 22. From the shotgun, it's Allen. And he's got this up close to the 35-yard line. That one good for a dozen. And a very quick first down.
We've really seen both teams have a lot of success moving the ball throughout this entire first half, and just seems this possession is going to be more of the same as they start this drive.
They might go play action now. Here's Allen. And he can't hang on through the contact. Incomplete. Good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. It'll bring up second down.
And with nothing open downfield, he tries to find something underneath. But give credit to this secondary, Mike. I mean, they had everything covered up, and this one ends up just falling incomplete.
On second down, here's Allen. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short.
So anytime you decide to blitz, the hope is that the secondary can hold up long enough to allow the extra pressure guys to get to the quarterback. But when you don't get to the quarterback and he's able to get the ball on time and in rhythm, there are holes in the back end, and they're able to pick up the first down.
Man in motion is Coleman. We'll try and run here with Cook. And he's not going to get the first down. They met him, brought him down to the backfield on third and short.
This is one of those down and distances where the offense really could either run or pass, but give credit to the defense. They sold out to stop the run, and boy, were they right. They take them down for a loss.
Here's Mitch Wishnowski now. He'll punt for the second time, looking to pin the opponent back deep. A fair catch taken here, and to come right at the 15-yard line. Baker Mayfield and the BUCS ready to get back to work. This on the ground. Here's White, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
And the big man in the middle swallows him up right at the line of scrimmage, and I think the next time this offensive play caller decides to go to the ground game, Mike, I bet you he's going to find a different place along that defensive front to attack.
A second down throw for Mayfield. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap.
The motion man is Johnson. Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. He'll tuck it and take off.
Number 6, Baker Mayfield on the keeper.
Well, we've seen time and time again just how dangerous this quarterback can be, Mike, when he decides to tuck it and take off. So that is a great job defensively to rally to the football and hold him to just a short game.
The Bills going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll discuss what's to come as fourth down's looming. On comes the punter now, as he is on to punt for Tampa Bay. This returnable from inside his own 40. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over.
Automatic first down.
From the 34 now, it's 1st and 10. Baker to throw. A short one there to Ogden.
It's not the big play they were hoping for, but first down efficiency, staying ahead of the chains, is what every offense is trying to find, and it brings up a manageable second down.
Here comes 2nd and 4. Throwing is Mayfield. That pass complete to the veteran, Sterling Shepard. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down.
And that first down was huge for this offense. Now they can take a deep breath. Focus on trying to put a late scoring drive together before we hit the halftime break.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. That's his tight end, Otten. The tackle's going to be made down at the 40-yard line. That's the second time they connect on this drive. This one good for 13 yards.
And now you can see they're really getting in rhythm in this 2-minute drive. Now, after that last completion, Mike, they cross midfield. Now the mindset goes to, all right, we got to come away with some points. They've got a quarterback who's in complete control, and they got to see if they can finish this thing off.
That's caught outside by Otten. And he'll be out of bounds, a pickup of 5.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
Here's a give up the middle with White. That lane closes quickly. A pickup of 3. That is Deion Walker in there on the stop. Going to stop this here for injury. One of the Buccaneers is down. Halftime is looming, so the athletic training staff will get a chance to look him over during the break. It's going to be 3rd. They need 1. Trying to pick this one up on the ground. And they'll take it down to the 22, but they've got it. That's enough for the first down.
A gain of 9 yards. That's another Buccaneers first down. A gain of 9 yards. And a Buccaneer first down.
I know it's early in this game, but in my mind, that's 4-down territory, and certainly now the coach doesn't have to make that decision. He keeps it on the ground on 3rd and short, gets a fresh set of downs, and now they got to see if they can come away with some points.
He'll throw it left and has his running back. The Buccaneers forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in the opening half.
2nd and 6 at the 17-yard line.
Here's a 2nd and 6. They'll motion a tight end right. On 2nd down, Baker. Quick throw, taken in. This drive's going to continue. They bring him down, but not before he picks up 1st and goal for his team.
That's good for a first down.
Halftime coming up, and we'll take you down to Scott Hansen for the EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Mike, thanks very much. Welcome in, everyone, to the downtown Orlando studios. Scott Hansen and crew with you for a short and sweet halftime, as this game's had a little bit of everything to it. We'll find out which side can establish some tempo in the 3rd quarter as we're ready to kick off the 2nd half. Back out to our commentary team, Mike Tirico and Greg Olson.
Scott, thank you. Both teams trying to find the right formula as they come out for the 2nd half. It's about to get underway. First half played out a bit as we expected. We'll see if there's a surprise coming up. Both teams set to go, and the second half is underway. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The Bucs offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They run with White.
Heck of an effort by this runner, Mike, just to get back to the line of scrimmage. I think most backs around the league, that play would have resulted in a loss, but not this guy. Continued to fight, continued to do everything he could to prevent the loss, but it still stopped for no gain.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Throwing is Baker. And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there. But now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Every possession is so critical in these close games. The one thing you can't have here is a turnover. Really nice job making sure that ball is uncatchable, and just line up and snap it again.
On 3rd down, they'll set up to throw. Left side, he's got a BUCS. And he'll be stopped short of a 1st down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's 4th down.
Just a simple hitch route. Certainly nothing special there or anything downfield, but the idea is the more of those you throw and those efficient passes, the second the defense moves up to take it away, that's when you go for the big ones.
The Buccaneers getting their punter out there. Going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Bills offense ready for their first possession of this second half. From the 25, they'll go to work. 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Cook. And he'll get back to the line of scrimmage at best. Might have even lost a yard there.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Throwing on 2nd down. It's Allen. He connects with Palmer on that one. And he's down inside the 40-yard line. Big play there for the Bills. 37 yards.
1st and 10 at the 39-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you could see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
On 1st down, it's Allen. That one out of the reach of the receiver's outstretched arms. It is incomplete. Joshua Palmer was the intended receiver. It's 2nd down.
Protecting the ball anytime you throw the ball in the middle of the field is obviously critical, right? That's where tip passes, that's where all sorts of stuff happens when you put the ball in harm's way. But you also have to protect your receivers. There's a bit of a trust back and forth with the receivers saying, hey, I'm willing to go across the middle and compete for the ball. But now you're my eyes. You have to protect me and make sure that the location of the ball doesn't run me into a big hit.
Give him 13 on that screenplay and a 1st down.
The job of the offensive lineman is the key piece to a successful screenplay. They have to balance this fine line between stopping the defensive lineman from getting to the quarterback too quick, but also let that defensive lineman think he's got a free rush at the quarterback. That's the balance and the timing that made this play so successful, and they're able to pick up the 1st down.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
So, from the 26-yard line, here's 2nd and 9. From the gun, it's Allen. This one complete to Palmer. He's going to be marked down at the 12-yard line.
It's a gain of 14 yards.
That's a pair of hookups on this drive. This one goes for 14 yards and a first down.
First and 10 at the 12-yard line.
This may look like a simple connection, Mike, just pitch and catch, but I can promise you the amount of time these two guys have spent together on the practice field, in the meeting rooms, just getting on the same page, seeing the game through the same set of eyes, it makes what's pretty difficult seem a lot easier.
This one broken up. It's incomplete. The defender right there with him. It brings up 2nd down.
It's 2nd down and 10.
Really nice job there by the defense defending the middle of the field. That is the most valuable real estate on the field. They know every single offense is trying to attack the defense between the hashes, so give credit. They took away all the throwing lanes, and that ball falls incomplete.
That one knocked away in the end zone, incomplete. What a good job locating the football by the defense where it matters most, and it'll bring up 3rd down now.
Well, if you're going to target him in the end zone, you better come correct, man, because this guy, he embraces those moments of one-on-one coverage when it matters the most, and I think he just saved 6 by getting his hands on that one.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Khalil Shakir. Touchdown, Buffalo. 2 touchdowns for him now in the afternoon.
What separates the really good quarterbacks from everybody else in the National Football League, Mike, is not only ability to process, but the ability to process quickly under pressure, and I think that's exactly the case here. He's able to go through his progression, find his target in the end zone, and then deliver that ball on time, accurately, and the result is a touchdown.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills move out to a 24-10 lead.
Buccaneers 10.
So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. To return is Tucker. He's across the 20, taken down just shy of the 25. The Buccaneers offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They trail by 2 touchdowns, so the time is now. Got to get that rally going. It starts with 1st and 10. On 1st down, it's White. He'll work his way ahead for a gain of about 4.
He's brought down by Tre'Davious White. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 28-yard line.
Ball on the 28-yard line. Here's 2nd and 6. Now Mayfield. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. It's a pickup of 13 yards. Good for a Buccaneers 1st down.
And this is where the speed of your inside receivers are so critical. He lines up in the right slot. But, Mike, look how far he covers to where he ended up receiving that ball. You can't have all day. Those defensive linemen, they are coming after your quarterback. So the speed in the slot is critical. That's a great example why. I had a rule, Mike, when I was playing that if the ball hit either of my hands, it was a drop. You don't get paid in the NFL to make the easy ones. You get paid in the NFL to make them all, and I think that's a catch he's got to come down with.
2nd and 10. Back to the air, it's Mayfield. The ball deflected at least a couple of times, but it'll fall to the ground. It's incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't make him have to throw such a tight window ball and put his receiver in a tight spot.
From the gun on third down, it's Mayfield. To the tight end, Otten with the grab. And he'll be stopped short of a first down, and that will necessitate a call to the punt team. It's fourth down.
Seemed to me, Mike, before that ball was even snapped, the quarterback had already made up his mind. I'm throwing the ball to the tight end no matter what the look is, and he's counting on the big body picking up the rest after the catch, and even though he's able to secure the ball, nice job by the defense keeping him short of the sticks.
That's taken at about the 14, and it'll be brought down, short return, and they'll take over there. So Allen and the Bills getting set for their next possession. And you get a look at the numbers, they don't even tell the whole story. This has been a tremendous performance to this point. Operating from their own 23, they'll begin first and 10. On the ground, it's Cook to start this drive. Finding room at the 35. And they will finally track him down inside the 40-yard line. It is a big run by Cook. 38 yards.
It's definitely nice to have one of those bruising, punishing backs kind of help wear down the defense. But I'll tell you what, you can give me a flat-out electric runner like this guy any day of the week. He can turn on those jets, get in that high gear, and he is gone.
He's close to first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up second and a yard at the Buccaneers' 30-yard line.
Second and a yard. Here's a handoff to Cook. And he'll take this one forward for about 3, and that's a first down.
A gain of 3 yards. And the Bills first down. First and 10 at the 26-yard line.
From the gun, here is Allen. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. Keon Coleman, the intended receiver. And it'll bring up second down. On second down, Cook. And he'll get maybe about 4 yards out of that one. Lane closed quickly. Here comes third down.
It's a gain of 4.
And he has been a handful to deal with throughout this entire contest, Mike. And they came into the game saying, we want to impose our will on the defense. And that's exactly what they've been able to do.
Man in motion is Coleman. That one too far out in front. It is incomplete.
I think as the offense comes to the sideline now, the quarterback and his wide receivers need to get together and say, hey guys, what are you seeing out there? How can we find some open targets? Because on that last down, there was nowhere to go with the ball.
The veteran Matt Prater now out to try this field goal. This one from 39 yards out. He is 2 for 2. That kick is good. And the Bills add on to their lead. So Prater now, after the made field goal, back out to kick off. On the return, here comes Tucker. And he's down at the 23, and that's where the offense will take over. The Buccaneers offense ready to get back at it. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. Mayfield. Get this complete right side to Ottens. And he'll be out of bounds, a pickup of 5.
Certainly not the biggest play of the day, but a good example of picking up positive yardage, staying ahead of the chains by a well-timed ball and a well-timed route.
From the 29, here's 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, a run with Wright. He's inside the 40. Rashad White. And they're not going to run him down. He goes all the way. 70 yards. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Good-looking rushing touchdown there. Offensive line does its job. And that back taking off to the end zone for the touchdown.
Mike, you're exactly right. He might get credit in the box score for that long rushing touchdown, but it was the big guys up front who were able to make that play possible.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Buccaneers are able to cut the deficit to 10.
Buccaneers 17.
Here's McLaughlin now. After the score, he'll kick this one away. On the return, it's Brandon Codrington. And a decent return there. He'll get this up just shy of the 30. The Bills offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. From the gun, Josh Allen. He's close to a 1st down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on 1st down.
Not the biggest gain in the world, Mike, but what I really like from the quarterback is just the timing of the drop, the timing of the delivery, and hopefully this can jumpstart this offense in the right direction.
From the 38 now, here's 2nd down and a yard. A run up the middle with Cook. And he's going to be taken down right at midfield. A pickup of 12 yards. 1st down, Buffalo.
1st down. 1st and 10.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the 1st half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
They'll keep it on the ground with Cook. A modest gain, maybe 2 yards. It's 2nd down.
With a 48-yard line. A 3-yard pickup. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Tight end on the move left. Once again, it's Cook. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more.
There's very few defenses in today's NFL, Mike, that you can play the cornerback position and be unwilling to tackle. Those days are kind of over, so give credit to this guy. I mean, he identified run, he understood his leverage and gap fit, and he's able to bring him down for no gain.
On third down, it's Josh Allen. And that is incomplete.
Intended for Keon.
Throughout this entire game, we've really seen this quarterback operate very efficiently, not only being able to spread the ball to multiple playmakers, Mike, but really complete a high percentage of his passes. So can't let that last incomplete break what's been a really nice run so far.
The Bills bringing on the punt team. And not the greatest of results here. This is going to hit in the field of play and continue out of bounds. The Buccaneers offense and running back Rashad White ready for this next possession. The deficit is at 10, so an important drive forthcoming. Getting started with 1st and 10. Drive begins with a run by White, who managed to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Cole Bishop up to make the play.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6.
Ball on the 27. Here's 2nd down and 6. They send a receiver in motion left. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line.
15 yards on the play.
Call it a gain of 13. It's a 1st down for Tampa Bay.
A gain of 13 yards.
Whatever they've talked about in the locker room at the halftime break seems to have worked. They've come out with a new established energy. You could see it when they took the field. Now this offense seems to be building on it because with that chunk play, just a little bit of rhythm that they can build off of. They got a long way to go to get back into this game, but so far off to a good start. At this stage of the game, things haven't been going your way, so one more mistake, it could just be too much to overcome. So a nice decision there. Just throw it away out of bounds and give your team a fighting chance.
We'll try again. It's 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. This one is caught by Shepard. And they get this one across midfield to the 47-yard line. So, 3 quarters now in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 1st and 10. They go play action with Mayfield. That one out in front of his big target. They cannot connect, and it falls incomplete.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down?
And they'll work this close to a 1st down, maybe just a tad short.
It may not have moved the chains, but with what they were dealing with there on 2nd down, that's a really nice pickup because now it opens up your play call sheet on 3rd down where it's a little bit more manageable.
3rd and inches. It's the quarterback with the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push too strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
And now this brings up a tough situation, Mike, because even if they were going to consider going for it on 4th down, how do you do so when you couldn't even manage to get a few inches on 3rd down? Disappointing result for them on that play.
A 55-yard attempt.
This one has plenty of leg, and it is good. And they are indeed back within 1 score. So the field goal makes it a one-score game here in the fourth quarter as they kick it away. Johnson now to return. And he'll be taken down right at the 29-yard line. The Bills offense about ready to take over once more. Give it to Cook. Wow, how he got away from that first defender, I have no idea. This will wind up with positive yardage on the play.
A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
From the 33, here's 2nd and 6. Out of the gun, here's Allen. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
So as the saying in the NFL, Mike, short throw, long catch, and that's exactly what they wanted to go with here. Operate in the quick game, don't stress the protection, and while he didn't get necessarily the big play, he does get enough to move the chains.
Unbalanced look here to the right side on 1st and 10. He'll run straight ahead with Cook, and he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. That's about all.
He's brought down at the 42-yard line. 1-yard gain brings up 2nd and 9.
From the 42-yard line, here's 2nd down and 9. From the gun, throw here for Allen. They'll get maybe 3 out of that one, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 4. Brings up 3rd and 5.
Operating out of the gun, here comes Allen. This one down the field, but it'll wind up incomplete.
When you get the ball in this situation, what you're looking to do is not only end the drive with a touchdown to put the game away, but you'd love to chew up some clock. So with that incomplete pass now likely putting an end to this series, that's a big opportunity for them to try to close this game out.
The Bills bringing on their punting unit as they try to play the field position game here, protecting a fourth quarter lead. This one angles out of bounds, and the mark comes inside the 15-yard line. The Bucs offense make their way out to take over once more. This will start from the 12, trying to put a drive together here. It's 1st and 10. Pistol, it's Mayfield. We'll drop this underneath to White. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards.
Well, this is a great example of the old saying, Mike. You never go broke taking a profit. And give credit to this quarterback. I know it's not the big explosive play he was looking for, but getting the ball into the hands of his running back allow him to pick up some extra yardage after the catch.
Baker gonna hand it to White, and he'll get nothing here. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that's all.
We've seen this back have his way with this defense all game long, Mike. He's up over 100 yards for the game, but this time the defense said, we've had enough. They sold out to stop him. They hold him to no gain.
Out of the shotgun, Mayfield. And this is going to be incomplete. That is a letdown there. Pass looked to be on target. No catch. And now 4th down.
So prior to that 3rd down call, Mike, I thought they put themselves in a pretty good situation. At that down and distance, they had run and pass, both at their disposal. But nice job by the defense being up to the task. Forced the incomplete. Brings up 4th down.
This kick hangs up, and a fair catch will be taken beyond the 35-yard line.
at their own
So
38-yard
Allen and the
line.
Bills getting set for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. Now a 1st and 10 from the 38-yard line. Here's Cook. Crazy. He's inside the 30. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. James Cook, touchdown, Bills. Everything you want to do right there, Greg, in the 4th quarter, get the ball with the lead and extend it to a 2-score advantage.
Yeah, I think this just might end up being too much to overcome. You said it. Once you get a 2-score lead this late in the 4th quarter, there's just not enough possessions to be had to claw yourself back in it.
Prater on to attempt the extra point. He's got it. And the Bills will open it up even further here in this 4th quarter. So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Johnson now to return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. Here's the Tampa Bay offense. They're going to take over once more. On 1st down is Mayfield. Quick throw here is complete. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard at the 36-yard line.
Ball on the 36 now. Here's 2nd and a yard. To throw is Mayfield. Oh, and this one's going to wind up incomplete. That's one you'd think he'd be able to corral. He can't find the handle, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Emeka Ibuka, the intended receiver. Now it's going to be 3rd down. They'll run the sneak. Trying to find any seam he can, but the push is strong in the middle. He didn't get there. It's 4th down.
No gain on the play.
No gain on a sneak? That's pretty Mike. Anytime we see that happen, there aren't many plays in the NFL that we consider to be automatic. The quarterback sneak is normal.
Kicking time for the Bucks. They'll, as they are for the 6th time today. Taken at the 19. And he'll get forward a few yards. That's where the offense will take up. James Cook and the rest of this Buffalo offense head back out. And he has been the focal point of this offense. When you get a performance like this, you can almost invariably know the offensive line's been stellar, and they have been so far. So here's a 1st and 10 now. They'll start from the 24. That's Palmer, the man in motion. Throwing now. Allen here on 1st down. He'll be out of bounds. It's a decent pickup of 5 on 1st down.
Nice job here by the defense. Did a good job just covering up everything for the most part. So once this ball was caught, really didn't have much of a choice but to just head out of bounds and pick up a modest gain.
They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. From the shotgun, it's Allen. There's that man again. Another catch.
It's a gain of 2. Brings up 3rd and 3.
3rd down and 3. Looking to throw, it's Allen. That is incomplete. Great work to get in there, make things difficult defensively, and it sets up 4th down.
And that's exactly how you teach it. They want these defenders to time the hit, that right when the ball gets there, you separate the receiver from the ball. And those are the ones on offense, man. You just have to make that catch, Mike. I know it's easier said than done, but you know the hit's coming. You've got to squeeze thing, brace for impact, and make that play for your offense.
Woo! And he's going to be brought down after a short return, and that's where his team will get possession of the football. The Bucs offense ready to see what they can do with this next possession. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. To throw. That'll be intercepted. Picked off by McMillan. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead.
I would love to see his weapons do a better job, Mike, especially in the middle of the field, getting open in these zones. I just feel like there's been tight coverage, a lot of little windows to throw through, and yes, anytime you turn the ball over, it's on the quarterback, but the rest of this supporting unit needs to do a better job helping them.
On 1st and 10, it's Allen. That's over the middle to his tight end, Kincaid. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. Allen to his tight end, Kincaid, and the Bills have a 1st down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the 4th quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
2nd and inches. On the handoff, this is Cook. And he'll get a couple of yards, and that's good enough for the 1st down.
And the Bills, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line.
Goes back in, goes back in. Out.
Now it is, the ball comes out. The Bucs have it. Past midfield. Still on the move. Inside the 10. And he's going to rumble all the way home. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Greg, what a terrible play for the offense. You're trying to gain some momentum. Here you not only lose the handle of the ball, you hand the defense 6 points.
And Mike, how often do we see that when a player loses the ball, his confidence is not far behind? And I think in this case, that's where the coaching comes in. Put your arm around him. Hey, we're giving you the ball in this next possession. We believe in you. They've got to get this player back into the flow of the game after that back-breaking turnover that led to the defensive touchdown.
On comes McLaughlin to add the PAT. The kick is good. And the Bucs will cut the deficit to 7.
34. Buccaneers 27.
So, things a little more interesting now. Back to a one-score game as they kick it away. Johnson now to return. Now an opening past the 30. And he'll be out of bounds on the return. And the drive will begin there. The Bills offense ready for this next possession. It's a 3 tight end look as they have it 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Cook. And they're going to work this down inside the 45. That's the way to get started, a pickup of 17 and a very quick 1st down.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Play action. Here's Allen. And it's complete to the sideline. Nice job getting both feet down inbounds.
This is why the timing of these routes is so critical. If that ball is thrown a little bit later, he's unable to keep his feet in bounds, but instead the quarterback is on time and accurate, and the receiver does a nice job not only securing the catch, but ensuring that both feet remain in bounds.
Back to the left side and taken in by Coleman. And this takes him into the red zone. He's brought down inside the 20-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 yards down to the 16.
A lot could go wrong anytime you decide to put the ball in the air here late in the 4th quarter as you're trying to run out the clock and protect this lead. But at the same time, I like that they haven't gone super conservative. Just handoff right, handoff left, and it just turns into tackling practice. So I like the balance of making the defense defend everything, because right now, possess the ball, protect the ball, and ultimately just run the clock out. The quarterback could have handed it, he could have kept it himself. I don't really think either option would have turned out much different. Great job by the defense having a plan for the running back and a plan for the quarterback, and they're able to force that carry for no gain.
Here's 2nd and 2. They'll run with Cook. And he's into the end zone. That might be the knockout punch. James Cook, touchdown Buffalo. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. Good drive. They kept the ball. Greg, they moved it effectively down the field and finish it off on the ground for the touchdown.
So often, Mike, we see teams work on a great drive to get down here close, only to settle for a field goal. But in this case, give them a lot of credit. They put a great drive together, but they're able to capitalize and finish it off with 6.
Now Prater to tack on the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Bills tack on one more to their lead.
The score, Bills 41, Buccaneers 27.
So now, Prater, after the touchdown, is out to kick it away. Johnson now to return. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The Buccaneers offense ready to see what they can do. They'll come up for 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. This one on target for Johnson. And he'll be taken down up at the 40-yard line. Give him 14 on that play. One play, 1 first down. 2 minutes remain in the 4th quarter. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. 2 timeouts still left, but scoring quickly here, a must. It's 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Swing this one out to White. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on 1st down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 46-yard line.
Here's 2nd down. Throwing is Mayfield. He's trying to get back to the line of scrimmage, but will not. And be taken down there.
That's a prototypical coverage sack. All 11 guys on the field doing their job. Starts with sound back-end coverage. Nowhere to go quick with the ball. The quarterback has no chance but to extend the play. Look for something late developing downfield. That was all the time this front needed to chase him down and bring him down for a sack.
Timeout here, Tampa Bay, is their 2nd, and they'll have a chance to talk things over after picking up that 1st down.
This is an element that defensively you always have to be ready to defend. You can't just accept that it's a pass and be so consumed with the receivers downfield. You have to account for the quarterback as a scrambler. You can see why, as he's able to get out of the pocket and pick up the 1st down.
It's Otten in motion. On 1st and 10, here's Baker. That's caught inside by Otten. And they'll move this one down inside the 40-yard line.
13 yards on the play.
13 yards on the catch there. Good for a Buccaneers 1st down.
It's been tough sledding for this offense all day today, Mike, but especially here in the 2nd half. So they are just in desperate need of a spark. Just something to get their offense into a little bit of a rhythm if they want to have any chance to find themselves back into this game here late. So this is where it gets really challenging as an offense. You find yourself trailing late in the game. The defense can play you one-dimensional. They know it's a pass-first situation, so extra defensive backs, the zones and the coverage are a little bit tighter and cloudier, and he's having a hard time finding any open windows downfield.
It's Otten in motion. Throwing on 2nd down, Mayfield. A pass, it's complete. It's Shepard. And they bring him down inside the 25-yard line. The Buccaneers forced to use their 3rd and final timeout. Clock will stop at 35 seconds to go. Here's 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Mayfield. Inside the 10, it is caught. And it'll be marked down at the 7. And it will set up 1st and goal.
16 more yards.
This is clinic tape for any young wide receiver out there watching this guy run routes. He has the defender thinking everything is a go ball. Attack him vertically, and then when you get to your route depth, you stick that foot in the ground, you break in, balls on time, results in a nice 1st down pickup. Down in here in the low red zone, Mike, these windows are just so short. The field's a lot wider than it is deep, so it really changes the scheme and the progression of the quarterback, and nowhere really to go with the ball, and falls incomplete.
second down throw from Mayfield. And this is going to be a touchdown. Hold everything. They are not done yet.
And with that late score, it's going to give them a little bit of late life here, Mike. But remember, the next series of events is very unlikely. They need to get the onside kick and then likely a Hail Mary situation. So while they definitely have a little bit of a chance, I think it's pretty slim.
McLaughlin now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Buccaneers will cut the deficit to 7.
41. Buccaneers 34.
That score, too little, too late. They need a recovery and a miracle here. And he'll be taken down. No timeouts left for the defense. That should do it. From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. Down to an 8, and that should do it. So it's a win here for the Bills. This was a game where both offenses were up and down the field, marching the ball at will, matching each other point for point. In the end, a few more defensive stops than their opponents did. That's the difference in this one. So that'll just about do it for Greg Olsen and our entire team. I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. The Bills are victorious as we say so long from Buffalo.